Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogbot333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the newer last days of Europe as the Far Eastern Soviet Republic. Now, in the last video, we did some good old economy stuff. Our debt magically disappeared. Mass debt relief, I guess you could say. And we finished up our political tree. We worked a bit on military. We're gonna rush down our economy tree, at least to a degree. How far exactly we're going to go down, I'm not quite sure yet, but we will figure it out as we go along. Well, there we go. Yeah. We're doing our best to resolve the manpower issue. But there's only so much we can really do here. I'm hoping to finish this game in this stream today. I think I have the time to do it in theory. We'll just have to wait and see, of course. Train to tank. The Christmas War. Patagonia Light. Oh no. It's interesting. Let's do the struggle of bureaucratism. The economy cannot be held back by layers of pencil pushers and management layers in a far-off town. Progress must never be at the mercy of a number of people of a dubious talent, for mind towards political advancement. Who wants to know the system where a layer of management makes the decisions that govern the lives of the people anyway? We'll reduce the bureaucratic influence in our industry. Workplaces will be governed by a democratic system where the workers make the decisions on what to produce and how much. This will free our civilian industry from neglect and mismanagement. We'll see tremendous growth in that sector. Let's go for it. Why not? Comrade Sablin. Our Comrade Secretary. Sablin exclaimed as he entered the conference room of the Central Committee. Do you have the economic growth reports I requested? The Secretary of the Committee nodded as he handed Sablin a large pile of papers. Sablin began to frown as he stared at the tables. Graphs and reports contained therein. Unfortunately, economic growth in the last fiscal year was slower than we expected. We attribute this to a downturn in foreign trade. What does this mean? Is there still funding available for the Workers' Council expansion plans? Sablin had become particularly interested in the proposed campaign to give increased control of the economic plan to local workers' councils, as opposed to the bureaucracy, and often talked about the possibility of implementing in the previous months. Comrade Sablin, we can begin that project of yours, but for the foreseeable future will require that we focus on them exclusively at the expense of other planning bodies. Bodies like the National Munitions Bureau that our national defense depends on. What will it be? Silence fell across the conference room. The Central Committee stared at Sablin, who looked at the report in his hand and waited for his answer as he pondered that classic question of economics. After what felt like eternity, Sablin looked on at the committee once more, ready to give his orders. Butter. To fill their stomachs. Butter. I haven't really eaten today. Well, I've eaten a little bit, actually. But I could use some more food coming up. Can't exploit the uranium deposits quite yet. That's okay. I think I'll do the heavy ship program real quick. Get a bit of a navy. We can also fortify Torah, which I think is a good idea. It'll give us some victory points over there as well. Which we do need. It looks like we are getting some railroads in this area, which is very nice to see. If I can open the goddamn Colombian War still going. 10 out of 10 realism. For sure. For shizzle. So that'll get a railroad, I think, up to here, it said. Transitional. interesting stuff right there. Let's get working on more anti-air, because we're going to need more anti-air, methinks. I'll hold out until it's closer and get the new guns. That's what I'm thinking. Colombian Civil War still going on. 10 out of 10 realism. Let's see how it's going. Good luck with that, Kev. Uh-oh, frames are slowing down there. Romantic People's Republic, it has come down to this. We shall win. Appreciate the optimism. Hang tight, our socialist brothers. Samara's giving them some help. Oh, they went Okatan. How fun. Looks like they're sticking with the military district. That, I think, makes it easier for us to reunite with them, potentially. So that works for me. Let's do Democratic. Glavki are administrative departments of the major economic ministries. While the ministries themselves cover massive swaths of economy such as tourism or military production, the Glavki deals with a single industrial sector and manages it. For a while now, the Glavki have been run by political appointments from on high. Comrade Sabline believes this should not be the case. Glavki must be open to a great degree of democratization and worker input. These new Glavki will be more important in civilian life as well, making the people see a direct correlation between their decision and the impact on their lives. There we go. Increase our GDP by however much. GDP growth will increase, administrative efficiency will begin to improve, and our poverty rate will begin to improve as well. We can also sell some convoys. I think I will go ahead and do that. That will allow us to put some more money into here, not just have it immediately go to our debt. The Reich has returned to the world stage. I've been seeing some leaks come out for Europa's Narbon. It's supposed to be one of the biggest updates coming up. So much for prevailing. Sorry, bud. I'm not going to sing that because I don't know the tune, but if I knew it, I probably would sing it. Does seem appropriate seeing how Miss Thatcher is in the game right now. Repair. Let's do that. Got Democratic Klavki. Next we'll do civilized cooperation. All we actually need under the NEP is to organize the population of Russian cooperative societies on a sufficiently large scale, for we have now found the degree of combination of private interests, of private commercial interests, with state supervision and control of this interests. That decree of its subordination of common interests, which was formerly the stumbling block for many other socialists. Indeed, the power of a state over all large-scale means production, political power in the hands of proletariat. The alliance of this proletariat with many millions of small and very small peasants, the assured proletarian leadership of the peasantry, etc., is not all that is necessary to build a complete social society out of cooperatives alone, under the NEP. It is still not the building of social society, but is all that is necessary and sufficient for it. Vladimir Lenin. Send it to you. It's a great wee song. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I think I'll just go for science, or, yeah, science improvements. And I'll hire some foreign instructors as well. All this has got to go up soon, right? Our poverty is going down. We're at 69%. Nice, but also still has a lot to do. And go. We could do air parity again. I'll go and do that. Towards that. Increase in administrative efficiency. What is that going to do to help us? More group population. Less cost to social programs, less needed consumer goods. Pretty good all around. Thankfully. Can also put more into our admin. Let's get our anti-air going again. All these programs are expanding out. It's coming along pretty well. Sent it to you. I think you'll enjoy it. I'll pull it up in between recording sessions. Association of Free and Equal Producers. Free association is where the state no longer exists, no class or social hierarchies remain, private ownership is abolished. Nobody's barred from the means of production, and everyone has the ability to fulfill their needs and material desires. This is a world that every socialist dreams of, and it's the world we are striving to create. Unfortunately, circumstances prevent us from establishing free association at this time, but there's nothing preventing us from getting close to that point. We'll begin taking action that will make our transition to that state easier. After all, everyone agrees getting there is difficult and understands why we can't achieve that goal right now. I wonder why I didn't pay any more of the Far East. Like, I have to wonder what happened. Like, who's going to stop them? There's a ton of resources out there. It might just be a cost thing. One, balancing to make this doable. Two, I mean, there's already a bunch of issues over here with getting all the resources and stuff. And it might just not be entirely efficient after a point, because a lot of this is kind of cruddy territory to work with. There are resources, but it's going to be expensive. If I had to guess, that might be why. They also have all of this that they need to keep an eye on. Better agricultural methods. Beautiful. I always love seeing this. More multi-population. Side development progress, plus 25. Beautiful. Ooh. Looks like the Reds are going to win. Or they're on track to win, at least. That is interesting. Let's do the question of famine. The Union is ill. Bandits, warlords, and foreign powers prowl our lands. Even our bastion is not safe from instability and catastrophe. The most visible way this manifests itself is the food supply. Our people cry out for bread, and there's not enough available. This is a hard choice, as we only have a limited supply of money available. We can provide relief, but it comes at a cost to our industrial investments. We could tell our people to tighten their belts and get on with the job instead, an option that hardly anyone can stomach, but we must choose because otherwise we won't have a plan. I need to get working on my tech. Let's get engineer companies and recon companies. Not sure what you're... Wasn't paying attention to what you're vomiting at, Kev. I'll need you to elaborate a bit on that. This guy's just neutral. Okay, I don't think this is actually expanded. Yeah. There's not much going on. The Indonesian war actually hasn't started, I've realized. FARC winning in Colombia. Listen, they are socialists dedicated to the cause. We have to celebrate that. Uh-oh. As soon as I said that, the Indonesian War kicked off. Well, there we go. I spoke too soon. Ooh, improve our healthcare. That's what we really need to do. On some omnipotent shit. True, true. Hey, you know me. Question of famine. Warlord insurrection in China. Let's provide relief to the communities. This will rapidly improve our poverty rate, and our agricultural development will improve slightly. Which we could use another boost to that. It'll cost us down the line. It'll have some economic issues. And it might not be the strategically sensible thing to do, but we're socialists, damn it! And if people are starving, giving them bread. The social cost of standing by and do nothing is far too high and would destroy us politically. If famine starts, we rush aid to the affected areas with no regard for the cost. It's the right thing to do. It's the only thing our values would have us do. There we go. Industrial equipment's having some issues. There goes the Karelian War. Interesting indeed. Let's do military building construction, get that extra factory output. Money printer. Pretty much. And apparently a food printer now, looking at how all this is going down. Oop. Well, they beat Murmansk. But we'll see how Samara does over here. Africa breathes. That is good. I'm sure these guys are... Yeah, these guys are maxed out. Exercise-wise. Actually, this guy isn't quite, but that's... We'll get him there eventually. To Narkomfin. The Narkomfin building in Moscow was a renowned experiment in communal housing. Large apartment complexes for families offered shared kitchens and laundry. The design was meant to intervene in the inhabitants' everyday lives and instill communal and socialist values. It was also renowned constructivist and avant-garde design. Though the design was never widely adopted, that doesn't mean we can't do the same thing. We have the plans, and we'll build twin structures all over of this building all over the east. Reichstadt barely did anything, huh? Yeah, not really. Which is good. I was reading something about... Ooh. Excellent. I was reading something that actually, really astounded me about the Reichstadt and how bad it was. I might have brought this up on stream before, or in an LP before, but... The Reichstadt, in order to suppress the natives, does a lot of, cutting down the forest and stuff like that. That is not good, because, the African jungle is kind of called the lungs of the earth. So that helps give us, trees take in CO2. They spit out oxygen. Without that little process, Buryatia needs hospitals. If a good amount of our air comes from Africa. And so if we lose the trees, it might get to a point where we are no longer... the world is going to start running out of oxygen. Something like that, I think, at least. I forget the exact explanation behind it. But I remember hearing that and thinking, shit. Damn. Macedon has no buildings... No factories and no building slots for me to build factories, and that's a little concerning. But we'll do hospitals here, here, and there. A little thing that you don't think about, but once you think about it, you think, oh yeah. Let's do improved. Oh, we can't do nuclear energy at all, it seems. Alright, huh. Fucking Hutig speedrunning climate change. Yeah, pretty much. Comfin. We'll expand the power grid out. That could help. I think we'll do that. I don't know if we need to, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm also piling on the debt there. How are we doing economy-wide? GDP is, inflation is falling down, rather. GDP is growing. We're moving towards improving our credit rate. Our deficit is extremely high, but what the fuck can we do about that? Can I raise taxes? Can do austerity, that doesn't quite do enough. Is there a way I can just not have a deficit anymore? No. Honestly, I'd rather keep these on the high. I can keep this a little lower, I guess. But I'd rather keep these high at least. Let's do lessons from Krasnitsky. Nikolai Krasnitsky was one of the first members of the Bolshevik Party. An economist, he put much time and thought into the development of the first socialist economy. He argued that a low degree of centralization would be sufficient for a socialist economy. It does seem like he was correct. Allowing industries and enterprises to do their own thing without too much oversight is easier on us and even a bit socialist. After all, they might know what needs to be done a bit better than we do. Sounds kind of anarcho-capitalist to me, but that's just me. God damn it, Vasily. Ellie grumbled, looking across his mess of a kitchen. Well, it wasn't really his. He and his fiancée had been provided with lodging in the communal apartments, but sadly they had to share the kitchen with several other families. And Vasily. Vasily rarely leaves the kitchen as he was rarely home, spending most of his evenings out drinking with his buddies and doing God knows what else. But whenever he was home, he left the kitchen in a state like a hurricane had come through. For a plate of scrambled eggs, he left a sizable puddle of milk on the floor. 3 broken plates in the sink, and a wayward slice of bread that had somehow ended up unreachable on top of the ceiling fan. Ali went to fetch a broom to knock down the bread of the ceiling fan, calling his fiancée. Hey, Aita, Vasily did it again. Damn it. Atya shuffled down the stairs, placing her hands on her hips as she entered the kitchen whistling. He really does know how to outdo himself, doesn't he? She continued as he began fishing the broken plates out of the sink. At least in Harbin, the rats in the tenement didn't leave literal puddles of milk lying around. That isn't funny. We're lucky to have a place this nice to stay, free from persecution. I know. Just a bit more privacy would be nice is all. It'll come in time. I'm sure Vasily will get kicked out at some point. How the hell did he break a floor tile while making eggs? It's a real plot hole here, I think. How do you do that? Do you have any theories? It looks like we're going to lose more production units, which is exactly what we need. Yeah. There we go. We have strong political incentives and official state honors for Soviet women that bear and raise a large number of healthy children. Gaming? Gamer on the tiles? I don't know. Maybe. The progressives are the one in Colombia. Which, it's kind of funny. Especially that they now join the OFN. I just think it's funny that socialists, South American socialists, end up supporting the U.S. because that is not how that went down in our timeline. I'm amused nonetheless. Let's get logistics companies. It's probably the best, and then let's get better artillery. Didn't realize we didn't have better artillery already. These guys are pushing in. A lighter hand in the east. That'll probably be good for them. Armenia's free. They're doing their own things, it seems. And we're going to have to see how things pan out next time, ladies and gentlemen. Because I got to leave it here. Thank you those for watching, though. If you like, so you really like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, the sub button for uploads weekdays, as well as occasionally Saturdays. If you have any comments, feedback, and certainly leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get, and I appreciate any feedback you might have for me. If you have any comments, feedback, concern, leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments again, appreciate any feedback you might have for me. If you want to check out my various links, I have a Discord, a Twitch, which this is being filmed on right now, a second channel, and a Patreon. So if you guys want to check that out, check the links down in the description box below. That's it for now, my friends. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.